Hey guys, welcome back to the Inspired channel. About a year ago I put out a video on my channel about Lendingloop.ca. Lendingloop is a peer-to-peer lending website. Now I apologize if you guys want to find the original video. I put it out, it was one of my first videos, and I probably shouldn't have used music in the background because it kind of drowned out what I was saying. But it is a popular video on the channel and I've left it up. So a year ago when I started on Lendingloop, I wasn't sure what to expect. So what peer-to-peer lending is, the basics, is you're lending your money to other businesses that are borrowing, instead of from a bank or traditional lending institution, they're borrowing from you. So that means that when I set up my account and I put my money in, I was willing to lend out a certain amount of money to each company that was asking for funds on the platform in return for interest. So the interest is a lot better than what you would get from a traditional bank. So with that being said, I ended up making a substantial amount of money in interest over the last year. And fortunately, a lot of the companies that I invested in, or all of them I should say, haven't not paid their loan. So they haven't defaulted on their payments. So that's good because I keep getting my interest and principal back as long as those companies continue to make payments to the platform Lendingloop.ca. So what I would say is that, as I mentioned in my first original video a year ago, was that you don't want to put too much money into any one company. The strategy being that if that company doesn't make a payment or goes bankrupt or something happens to them, you don't want to be stuck without a large amount of money. So you could keep it, the minimum you can invest in or lend to any company is $25. So $25 is a substantial amount of money for most people. We don't want to lose 25 bucks. But in the grander scheme of things, if you were to lose just $25 as opposed to whatever amount of money you've put into the platform, like $1,000, it's a lot better to lose $25 than $1,000 if you're going to lose. So with that said, I haven't had any issues with any of the companies that have been borrowing money through the platform. It seems that Lendingloop does screen, just like any other traditional bank or financial company. They do go through proper vetting of the person that's asking for money or the company. The credit rating is checked. Everything is checks and balances with Lendingloop.ca so that the investors, us, will at least have the confidence that the platform did the best they could, their due diligence, to make a loan. Now, as with anything, something could happen to that company over time and they could end up not paying the loan, but at least the initial setup is that they were vetted, and we know that Lendingloop did their job to make sure we're going to be dealing with a real company, real people, and we're most likely going to get paid through those channels. Now, after a year, I found that the site is, one, very simple to get started with. You just have to link up your bank account and send funds over to Lendingloop.ca, depending on what you want to invest. Two, once your money is in the account, you just wait for the marketplace to have loans available. And once you see a company or a business that you want to work with, you just enter the amount that you want to commit with. So if you're starting off with $25, you put $25, and then you become in a pool of other investors, or other lenders I should say, those people, until the loan is filled out. So if the loan is $100,000, you have to wait till enough people join and put their money in so that that loan reaches $100,000, and then once that happens, it closes out, nobody else can fund it, and the people who have funded the $100,000, now that money is going to be transferred to that business for them to use for whatever purpose they need. So it's pretty simple. I found that from the setup to the actual marketplace where I've found these companies to lend my money to the actual payment notes, you can go into the site and see what payments are coming up due next. And at one point, I have so many invested businesses now that it's a little bit hard to keep track of all the people that I've lent out small amounts of money to. So it's good that you can go into this portion of the site, see what the next pay node is going to be. So it'll tell you your interest amount that you're going to be getting and the principal. And so you can kind of figure out for the rest of the month how much money you're going to get back from Lendingloop.ca. And at the end of the month, or when you have at least $25, you can decide if you would like to continue to invest or lend to another company, or if you would like to have that money put back into your regular bank account and use it for whatever other purpose you'd like. So with that being said, that is probably one of the hardest things to kind of foresee, is that if you do put money into Lendingloop.ca, you are going to have that money sort of locked in until that loan is paid out, or you're going to get small chunks back, and you have to decide if you want to pull money as you get paid, or if you want to keep going and investing, or I keep saying investing, but it's lending to other businesses. So if you're looking to, say at the end of the year, take back your original capital and do something else with it, it might be locked in because you've committed to a certain number of years for the loans, and it might take a while before all your money is paid back. So the most ideal thing to do is put in a set number of dollars and then take out $25 chunks at a time. So maybe you can have that come back to you, or whatever amount you prefer, and not try to expect that you're going to get the whole amount back. Or you would have to wait till all those loans are paid out and have a couple years later that would be available to be brought all back into your bank account. So you have to understand how that works, because you don't want to be putting money that you might need in the short term and then it's sort of locked up in there. But if you are a long-term investor and this is something that you are going to be doing for a few years, then you can expect that you build it up, and then once you have a certain amount of money that's being paid out in interest, you can make that your amount that you want to pull out of the account every month, and maybe you can use it to accumulate in another account, or you can pay off your bills or do whatever you want, sort of use it as passive income, but just keep that in mind. So in the description box below, I have linked my referral code. If you guys use that referral code, you'll get $25 when you reach a certain amount of money that you've lent on the platform, and I hope that helps you with getting a little bit of extra money out of your Lendingloop.ca venture. So use the referral code, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if there's anything else that I have to share with the Lendingloop.ca platform, I will make another video. But in the meantime, please leave comments if you have any questions about the platform or anything that I've talked about in this video. Just leave me a comment and I'll make sure that I reply to each and every one of you. And again, thank you for joining us on the Inspire channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.